Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I have just finished a short video on how to play Eve Echoes on the PC slash multiboxing. And I will be showing that to the YouTube, so that way you guys can refer to it as needed. Alrighty. Today I really want to just take like a final flight of the Raven navies. Yes, I'll probably continue to use them as an AI ship until the Marshal can get its AI stuff going. Um, let's go ahead and look at the changelog that we have coming. It is going to go live tomorrow for that changelog. There we go. Alright, so tomorrow at my time it'll be 6 o'clock in the morning, probably 7 o'clock by the time it actually goes live. And it should take an hour and a half. The first thing off the bat, we've got new skills. Advanced Shield Accord Theory. Shield Extender Emergency Shield Recharge increased by 7.5% per level. Or is that total? Probably total. Advanced Shield Accord Array Theory. Capital Shield Extender recharge amount by 10%. Expert and Expert 7.5% and 10%. It is the same with armor skills. Advanced Armor Layering increases the passive armor plate bonus by 7.5% and 10%. And same for capitals. New skills, new tactical disruptor operation. That's that new module for the Marshal. You can increase the overall performance of those. And in particular, the shield field inhibitor increases the range, the radius penalty, and the resistance debuff effect. And it is also the same for the armor link disruptor. Tactical destroyers, I think, are being buffed. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. No, not that. These would be the... Yes, the Nightcrow, the Arano, the Salamander, and the Endurer. So the Endurer is getting a 2.5% flight velocity increase. Power grid increase from 60... Where's the power grid on here? Are they not shown anymore? Oh, there it is. From 63 to 84. The missile torpedo flight velocity. No, that's for the Nightcrow. Range increase. So the range increase on the roll bonus is going from 25% to 37.5%. And it gets a new bonus of lasers tracking speed of 37.5% as well. Alright, the Night Crow is next. The Night Crow is going to get the most bonuses out of anybody because missiles are being buffed like crazy. I wouldn't say like crazy, but it's a lot of buffs for the Night Crow and missiles. Power grid increase from 63 to 84. Missile torpedo flight velocity increased from 25% to 37.5. Missile torpedo explosion velocity plus 37.5 means you'll have better application with torpedoes. And you'll just have perfect application with small missiles. On top of that, missiles in particular are being buffed, so Night Crow's gonna be a monster. The Arato is having the same. Oh, is having a different little set. It's having the inertia modifier adjusted, minus 2.5%. Can't remember if that's gonna make it faster or slower to warp. Power grid increase from 67 to 88. Increased the range from 25% to 37.5% and gave it the tracking speed. And the Salamander gets a flight velocity bonus of 4.2%. Power grid increase from 60 to 80. Small cannon range increased from 25% to 37.5%. And it's going to gain the 37.5% tracking speed. And then they will be moved from the normal destroyer tab to the tactical destroyer tab. Right? Concord ships are getting buffed. Why? I don't know, but here we go. The Pacifier, Enforcer, and Marshal insurance discount increased from 25% to 40%. The HP increases by 25%. Shield resistance and armor resistance increase from 33% to 40%. So they're becoming more tanky overall. Which will, I guess I'll have to do another comparison video after the buff with the Raven Navy. And there is now a new bonus on all of them that says for each rank increased, turret and missile damage increased by 2.5%. EHP is increased by 5% per level. And shield and armor repair increased by 5% per level. I'm sure that's gonna be based on probably like your frigate command, cruiser command, and battleship command. So we'll have to look at that once that is live. The Marshal has an increase to its max capacitor by 20%. The Marshal already has an incredible capacitor. I'm not sure why they're buffing it, but they are. I guess because it's an 80 billion-isk ship, they went, give it better stats. They have also gone and increased the bonus on all 4 Empire weapon systems. Lasers will get an optimal range increase from 10% to 12.5%, with a bonus of tracking speed 7.5%. If you want a replacement for your Apocalypse Striker or Abaddon, you should look at the Marshal as a PvE or otherwise. The missile and torpedo bonus is damage increased from 12.5% to 15%, with a flight velocity increase of 5% to 7.5%, and a new bonus of explosion velocity plus 7.5%. So large missiles and torpedoes are going to get a overall 37.5% explosion velocity bonus, which is a buff. That means those will outperform the Raven Navy overall. Let me just check the missile bonuses. Yeah, explosion radius, explosion. Yeah, this just has explosion radius, which is really good, but explosion velocity is much better for what we need. Railguns are increasing in damage from 12.5% to 15%, with an accuracy fall-off adjustment of 12.5% per level. Cannons are getting a damage increase of 12.5% to 16%, with an accuracy fall-off of 10% to 12%, so increase of 2.5% per level. And it gains the new bonus of tracking speed of 7.5%. Regular ships. It says regular ships, but this really means most of the Young ships and the spec op battleships are getting bonuses here. Synesis, its roll bonus is increasing by 25% on the weapon damage and 50% on the drone damage. That is the same with the Gnosis. Gets an increase to 25% on its weapon bonus and 50% on its drone bonus. Praxis. Large missile turret damage increased by 15%, from 60 to 75. And then drone damage increased from 100 to 150. Praxis 2 gets a drone damage bonus of from 150 to 200%. Wang Yu gets a drone damage bonus from 150 to 200%. So we'll have to look at the Wang Yu again. And then the Con Yu Striker. What is a Con Yu Striker? Because that's not what that is called, is it? Have to go. That's the Wang Yu. The Con Yu Logistics, but that says Con Yu Striker. Gains 1 mid slot and reduces the shield recharge to 1050 seconds. So I don't know if they mean the Con Yu Logistics Assault here as the Con Yu Striker, but that suggests that if that's a thing, we'll be getting another Omega Special Deal level. The Annihilator. That was the railgun Spec Ops battleship, I believe. No, it was the faction one. Okay. Stasis web resistance increased from 40% to 50%, and they added a new bonus of large railgun fatal blow damage increased by 16%. Not sure what that means, but I'm assuming that's just an increase in damage? I don't know what this fatal blow thing means. The Spec Ops battleships and Marshall have a new bonus of cloaking device flight velocity penalty minus 75%. So you'll have a better flight velocity while cloaked in the Marthio and the Marshall. Marshall got a hell of a buff. I don't know why. It did not need it, but here we go. Capital ships. All light carriers are getting a bonus to their cargo hold capacity by 60%. Versatile assault ships are getting the cargo hold capacity increase of 50%, plus a stasis web resistance of 50%, and a warp speed increase from 1.75 to 2 AU. Anaconda is getting a capacitor increase of 4.5%. Basago is getting a capacitor increase of 6%. Astarte, capacitor increase of 22.7%. Villain capacitor increase of 14.5%. Lucent Moon capacitor increase of 16.1%. And it's getting a buff to the remote shield booster effect from 20% to 25%. Apostle is getting a cargo hold capacity of 15%. Cyan is losing its warp speed 10% bonus and gaining a warp speed base increase from 2 to 2.25. Some new adjustments to manufacturing. As New Eden's technology level and industrial productivity have advanced, the manufacturing materials and ISK cost for some ships have been adjusted. Cyan Blueprint reduced the number of carrier blueprints from 5 to 4 for each type, but increased the number of data cores from 50 to 200 for each type, and increased the ISK cost by 2.5 billion ISK. Lucent Moon gets the same treatment. Blueprints for reverse engineering from 5 to 4 for each type increase the number of data cores from 100 to 255, and increased the ISK cost by 2 billion. And here's the long one. Missile buffs. Oh boy. Small missile launchers are getting an activation time reduced from 12.8 to 12. Explosion velocity increased from 170 to 200. Flight velocity increased from 3,750 to 4,000. And then flight time reduced from 4 seconds to 3.75 seconds. The only nerf there is the flight time, so that way they can maintain the same range on the missiles. Small torpedo launchers, explosion velocity increased from 150 to 180. Flight velocity 2,250 to 2,500. And flight time reduced from 2.4 to 2.2. It's not really going to change small torpedoes all that much. Medium rapids, activation time reduced from 6.2 to 6. Explosion velocity increased from 170 to 200. Flight velocity from 3750 to 4000. Flight time reduced from 4.25 to 3.75. Just more effective medium rapids, but shorter range. Medium missiles. Explosion velocity from 81 to 105, making them fly better. Flight velocity increased from 43 to 45. Flight time reduced to 6.5 to 6.2. Medium torpedo launchers. Explosion velocity increased from 101 to 125. Medium torpedoes will be nicer to use. Flight velocity on them increased from 2250 to 2500. Flight time reduced from 4 to 3.6 seconds. Large rapid missile launchers. Explosion velocity increased from 70 to 105. I use those a lot, so let me check. Yep. Okay. We were on 70 to 105. Flight velocity increased from 4,300 to 4,500, and flight time reduced from 6.5 to 6.2 seconds. Overall, that's just a really good buff to launch missiles, launch rapid missiles. They'll be able to almost perfectly apply. With skills, you'll be able to perfectly apply anyway to frigates. Large missile launchers. Explosion velocity increased from 69 to 90. Boo. That needed to be larger. Flight velocity increased from 5,875 to 6,000. Flight time reduced from 14 to 12. So they're getting a little bit shorter range. On the large missiles. Large torpedo launchers. Explosion velocity. Large torpedoes. Explosion velocity increased from 71 to 95. Nice. They needed that. I mean, it really ought to be a little bit higher than that, especially if they're giving the large rapids 105. You could have just made all of them like 105 and called it a day, and left the explosion radius to be the problem. Flight velocity increasing from 2,700 to 3,000. So overall, large torpedoes are actually getting a range buff and an application buff. Capital missiles. Explosion velocity increased 45 meters a second to 56. Capital torpedoes, 32 meters a second to 40 meters a second. Flight velocity increased 5,200 to 5,500, and flight time reduced by 0.2 seconds. Barreled capital torpedo launcher. Explosion velocity increased from 71 to 95. Flight velocity increased from 4,700 to 5,000. Very nice. Flight time reduced. Okay. Module. Sniper Tactical Module. Turret tracking speed and range plus 25%. Adjusted to also apply to missiles. Missile velocity plus 25%. Missile explosion velocity plus 25%. Missile damage 25%. Activation time plus 50%. I've gotta look at that sniper tactical module. That's this one, right? Yeah, so they're just adding missile activation time instead of having primary weapon activation time being the only thing. If they did that wrong, that's gonna double the activation time of missiles. So I don't know if that's worth it. Uh, Defense Tactical Module. That is this one, which I personally use. Damage penalty adjusted to also apply to missiles. Uh, so yeah, it would be turret damage minus 25%. You'll have a 25% decrease in missile damage from that. Okay. Well, maybe we do go up to the Citadel. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Emergency Hull Energizer. Adjusted to be droppable upon destruction. Added, this module cannot be shut down once activated to the module description. Mono lightweight ship hangar modification. Structure hit point bonus adjusted from 5 base to a final value of 5, so that's a nerf. Mono lightweight modification 2 from 10 to a final value of 7.5. Nerfed. Dual lightweight hangar modification 1 through 4. Structure base value bonus removed. Damage, shield, armor, structure bonuses added, with their effects at 50% of light fighter siege modification. Heavy fighter siege modification 1 now shows accurate turning speed upon fitting. Affects the numeric display only. Requires the latest patch engine update. Optimizations. Optimize the attribute display of some modules. Optimize combat log performance, where there is a large number of participants. Optimize nanocore replacement rules. There's now a confirmation prompt for replacement without needing to repackage it. You can view contents by tapping and holding the item on icon in the replacement interface. Bug fixes! Fixed an issue where some fighters might not be able to return. Fixed an issue where corp mission templates could not be deleted. Fixed an issue where the item list might be unresponsive. Fixed an issue on the name for some nanocores. Fixed where corp and alliance business cards might be unresponsive. Fixed issue where range penalty attribute of the siege tactical module was not showing, i.e. minus 10% turret range and 10% missile velocity. Fixed the description of the dynamic fuel valve and added a hint of falloff. Alright. Wow, that was a lot. Um, Overall, the Marshal is getting buffed for me. The missiles are getting buffed on the Marshal. And I'll have to look into whether or not that damage decrease from the defense tactical module is worth having. Since I only really use it um, in the labs. I don't really run it anywhere else. So we'll have to do like a 1 hour of labs in the Marshal again to see how that actually affects it. Come on, you. There we go. Alright. So let's take our Raven Navies out for a spin. And if my question for you guys today is, do you want to see a little bit about the AI core or how that works? I know most of you here are going to be veterans of the game already and understand how all that works and how that affects everything going on here. But a newer player might not be able to understand how all of that works. It really is a little unfortunate that the Raven Navy is just going to be almost outright replaced by the Marshal at this point. Same with the Varghist. The Marshal almost replaces the Varghist. And I hope we do see some adjustments for some of these other ships that are being left behind, like the Scorpion and the Scorpion 2, some of those Tech 9 battleships and Tech 10 battleships that nobody uses anymore need some help. Alright, so we've got some bonuses to our missile damage on our two alts. We're now up to 3847 and 3863 for damage. And that all comes down to the nanocore. Let me turn on the game audio here. There was an update, so I don't think I'm in a fleet still. No, I am. Okay. There will be an update tomorrow, so I won't be in a fleet tomorrow.
Undocking.
I had a whole lot of fun over the last, week playing the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. On my computer, it ran incredibly well. And I
Autopilot
already
engaged.
miss playing it.
Warp drive active.
Let me go ahead and turn off local. So I've been back and forth in my head quite a bit about what I want to do with these Raven navies now that the Marshal is going to be my main ship. The couple of options I have are I can go ahead and do like 3 giveaways and give away my Raven navies. And that would be cool. But I don't want to do that until we have like a lot more subscribers and followers that can be here to gain benefit from it as well. Another thing I can do with them is I can just outright sell them if I had to. But I don't need the ISK. It's not necessary for me right now. So they'll just be sitting in the hangar. The last thing that I could do, which I may end up doing, I might want to move these ships out to a high-sec island for AI ratting. The Ravens are my only ship right now with a gold nanocore that can do AI ratting. And so that might be a good way to show off what you can do with the AI system in a high-sec island. Oh boy.
Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active.
So let me know what you think. You think I should move them, sell them, or wait until we have enough people that we could do like a giveaway or something?
Warp drive active. Destination reached.
Here we go. Almost there. We'd already be starting the fight if we were in the Marshal.
Fleet warp.
I've gone ahead and consolidated all my ISK into my main character, so we're up to 29 billion, just a little over. I'm hoping I can have enough ISK that when something like the Marauders come out, that I can actually buy one of those with ISK.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected.
So the Eve Echoes 2024 multi-boxing slash emulating video is now live on my YouTube. If you'd like to go and head on over there, subscribe, leave a like, whatever. It means a lot to me. If you leave a comment, it means even more. I would really appreciate if you leave some comments, questions, something that I can interact with you while I'm not streaming. It gives me a lot of happiness when I see you guys. No matter what you really have to say, it does bring me a lot of happiness knowing that you guys are leaving comments.
Enemy ships detected.
The Ravens are really a nice ship, but they are just not as good as a Marshal. Especially now that the Marshal is gonna be buffed. I don't see the only reason you would fly a Raven Navy right now is because it is a lot cheaper to fly a Raven Navy than it will be to fly a Marshal.
Warp drive active.
You can also use AI with the Raven Navy, where the Marshal doesn't have that capability yet. There's been some leaks on the Chinese website for Eve Echoes about a new nanophore coming to the game, which looks absolutely beautiful.
We're under
Um,
attack.
I really hope the Marshal can get one, because if it does and it has AI capability, oh man, it is gonna be sick.
We're under
It's got
attack.
this really cool, like, fire pattern, and it really shows it off well on some of the capital ships, because at that point it starts to look like a phoenix across some of the ships, and it's really cool. The art department for this game is just bang on beautiful. I don't know when they might release something like that, but if they do,
Enemy ships detected.
I would assume it'd be just after the Sky Patrol event ends. Which, when does that end, by the way? How much longer do we have on that? We got 7 days, and then Sky Patrol will be live. I won't be able to show off the new stuff quite right away. I'll have to wait about a week before I can show it off.
We're under
If that's
attack.
when it comes out. Is right when the Sky Patrol event ends. But I'll do my best to at least showcase it.
Enemy ships detected. Fleet warp.
Oh, I'm not even doing this right.
Warp drive active.
I forgot to put on my thermal missiles.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
So how are you guys doing? What are you flying? What are you enjoying? Are you still playing Evecos, or are you just hanging around to
Enemy ships detected.
see what's going on?
We're under
We're
attack.
about 18 more days, and we're gonna start our Alpha to Omega
We're being warp
playlist series.
We're under
And it
attack.
looks like we have the option of missiles or drones from the poll that I took. if more of you could go and vote, so I can have a much clearer choice on which one, since only 2 people have voted on it.
Enemy ships detected.
Um, depending on which way that goes, it will determine what weapon system we focus on for our Alpha to Omega playthrough. And right now, there's 1 vote for missiles, 1 vote for drones. So, based on the current results, we could look at getting into a Myrmidon or a Prophecy. That way we have the option of using both to have both.
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
That also puts us into ships like... Let's just have a look at what kind of ships that does put us in. So that would put us in either a Condor, a Kestrel, Breacher, the Tristan. Does the Malus
Enemy
use
ships
drones?
detected.
No, not in this game.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
It puts us into the Tristan if we want to go drones early on. You could do, like, the Corax, the Talwar, the Dragoon or
Enemy
Algos.
ships detected.
I think that would be pretty fun, having either the Dragoon or the Algos.
We're under attack.
I don't know which one I would choose between those two, either the Algos or the Dragoon. Drone flight velocity versus drone EHP. I think I would go with the Dragoon for a destroyer that we could fly.
Fleet warp.
Don't stuff. Don't mind me. And then when we get up to cruisers,
Warp drive active.
I think the Vexor uses railguns, doesn't it? Nope, it can do railguns and missiles, so we can go for the Vexor. Faction ships will be a hard sell to get into if I can't train the skills for them.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
And then at a battlecruiser level, we have the option of the Cyclone, the Prophecy, or the Myrmidon. I personally really like the Myrmidon, but the Prophecy is a better ship for that, for running missions and stuff.
Enemy ships detected.
And then after that, it would be getting into a battlecruiser and upgrading that battlecruiser to the point where we're clearing out missions fast and efficiently. Grinding out Concord fast so we can get a purple 4 for that,
Enemy ships detected.
which will allow us to have a little bit better clear times as well. Just overall trying our best to make it to the 1 point however billion ISK it'll take to get to Omega. And then after that, it's just, what do you do from there? Do you want to see those characters get up to Tech 10, or would you rather we end it once we have Omega?
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. detected. Fleet warp.
If some of you are a little bit confused on why you have to manually accept
Warp drive active.
your fleet warps, just come all the way down to, I think it's under battle settings at the very bottom. It says response automatically to fleet warp. Turn that on.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
So with our thermal missiles active, we're setting
We're
at
under attack.
5,961, 5,745, and 5,720 DPS. And most of that is just the raw damage that it's outputting per shot.
Fleet warp.
There was a
Warp drive active.
9,705,000 bounty tick.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Okay. And I can't tell you how good Monster Hunter Wilds was for that beta. It certainly met and exceeded what my expectations were, because I already want to go back into it. Normally, like, I can play a beta or a demo and go, yeah, okay, cool, I can wait for the game. But with Monster Hunter Wilds, boy,
We're under attack.
I really want to play that again and enjoy that beta again. I personally really liked the insect glaive, even though it was definitely different from previous generations of Monster Hunter. Not really sure why they took away the bounce that you get off of the spinning air combo. Because it's there. They just had to add the Monster Hunter World bounce, and it would have been fun. But even in its current state, Insect Glaive is certainly very powerful compared to many of the other weapons that are in the game.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
I found Greatsword to be a bit lacking, probably because of the hit stop and just lack of mobility that Greatsword tends to have. And the monsters in the demo didn't really give certain weapons a very good option to show off their capabilities. So once we have the full game, or maybe a different demo, we're gonna find that each of the weapons is going to be very similar to each other in capability.
Fleet war.
This is just a very chill
Warp drive active.
Raven Navy AI grind. This is what I do. I just enjoy going around, shooting AI, mining, and just generally building up my capital in this game.
We're under attack.
I'm very much the opposite of a PvP person.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
You'll notice that I don't run the siege module on my
Under attack.
Raven Navy, and that's down to the fact that even if I did use it, it's not going to benefit me for clearing out any of these waves. The application on it is just way too poor to be able to use it. If I was hunting like capital ships, then fine. It would actually be fine. Or if I was hunting battleships with these, and only battleships, the striker mode, siege mode, would be perfectly
Warp
valuable
drive active.
for this ship. But running AI like this, where there's a lot more small ships than there are large ships, and me being as lazy as I am, I really don't want to turn a single module on and off between 3 characters
under
all the
attack.
time. It's already bad enough that I have to turn on these Nosferatus and target painters every time a new wave starts, or in between a wave where
Attack.
we kill one enemy and then it stops locking onto the next one.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
One day I do want to own a Marauder. Not a Marauder, I want to own a Marauder too, but, a Dreadnought, but I don't know what to pick. Since I would be using them for, mission running out in nullsec, I'm not sure what would work best for my situation where I've got the option of skilling into literally any weapon system for capitals.
Fleet warp.
I would think something like the Phoenix would be cool for mission running, or the Hubris, since it has fighters that can
Warp drive active.
deal with AI and smaller ships. I just don't know. It is hard to choose.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Okay, so I need this one.
Enemy ships detected. Enemy ships detected. We're being warp sprung. We're under attack.
Have to wait on that.
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
So the best way to get into a Raven Navy is to start with the Raven at Tech 9. The Raven at Tech 9 shows the same nanocore, the Thermomagnetic Storm Core 2, as the Raven Striker and Raven Navy. And so you can start building up that gold nanocore and purple nanocore for when you get into Tech 10, and for when you can actually purchase one of these ships. As it sits right now, there's only actually about a 500 DPS difference between the Raven and the Raven Navy with this exact setup. But the regular Raven does need a little bit more tank to handle Tech 10 missions as you grind them out. So there'll be probably more like an 800 DPS difference between the two. The normal Raven is very capable of literally doing all the content you see here being done here. And it's a good ship. I don't like the look of it that much, which is why I also really like the Marshal, because it's a missile ship that actually looks good.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Hey.
Warp drive active.
Setting up on next Isaac Island, or Binary Island, I should say. Binary system? I don't know. Anyway, we're setting up for missions in Perimeter now that we're almost done with the missions here in Foreign.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
it is election day today, so whoever you are in America and you are legal to vote,
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot engaged.
please
Enemy
go
ships
vote.
detected.
It is your right as a United States citizen to ensure that you are taking place in these elections for the future of your life and those long after you. I won't say much on either side, but I hope that as a U.S. citizen, you go out there and you vote. That's why we have the freedoms we do. Right.
Fleet war.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Hmm.
We're under attack. Fleet warp.
What I think I'll do is after I finish this system, I will end the stream.
Warp drive active.
And then I'll do some AI while I eat and stuff, and then maybe I'll be back later tonight. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea if I'll be back later tonight, because I will be very closely watching the election.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Let's see, how long have I been flying this Raven Navy? Almost a year and a half.
Enemy ships.
Oh boy,
We're
that
under
was weird.
attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, so I've been playing these Raven Navy issues for the better part of a year or a year and a half since they were released. And they've been good ships. They've gotten me as far as you've seen. They're capable of a lot of good things. So if you are looking for a cheap version of the Marshal, the Raven Navy is going to be the closest you're going to get.
Fleet warp.
So once the Marshal has a purple and gold core available,
Warp drive
I'll
active.
be going and breaking down the nanocores that I have now on the Raven Navy, and everything will be dumped into the Marshals. When the Golem comes out, I may do a video of starting from scratch with it, because realistically, we should have to start from scratch.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
And that ship will very, very likely replace the Marshal.
We're under attack. ships detected.
That all the missions? That was all the missions.
Autopilot engaged.
Alright, so if you all will take the time, go to my YouTube channel, Orion Ikaoa, leave me a follow, or a like, or a comment, it would mean the world to
Warp
me.
drive
Thank
active.
you all so much for joining me, and have a good day.